All right, you guys, what's going on? This your boy Town Biz. So I am on my way to work. So I thought I would do a video because, somebody sent me this video and I decided to respond to this cornball, to this wannabe. He's another dude that used to think he could whatever he wanted to say because he thought, because he listened to hip hop, that he was part of the tribe and that he basically can interject on any subject pertaining to, the black community. And he was given notice, and finally it got to the point to where he had to get a reminder, hey man. And I'm gonna say this again, it's okay for us to sit up here and let people know that they're not black and there's certain things they can't say. I mean, after all, they got people building, white only areas, which I'm gonna talk about that later on. I'm definitely gonna speak on that, and I'm gonna basically inform and tell black people that we shouldn't even care whatsoever. We should be happy. I've been speaking separate but equal, and we was in the process of doing that over 100 years ago, but they couldn't stand or phantom the thought that we could actually do better than them. So you know what they did? Sabotage. Like I said, there was more than one Rosewood and there was more than one Black Wall Street. They did that in quite a few areas, intentionally flooded areas where we were at. So they did all kind of stuff. So, with that being said, let's get back to the subject at hand. So Michael Rappaport, following the death of Hulk Hogan, who passed away a few days ago. And basically a lot of people were making it aware that Hulk Hogan had made a lot of inappropriate racial slurs towards black people. And black people were just saying they don't feel that sympathetic for Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan said a lot of, stuff about black people. He said a lot of racist stuff. He was basically recorded saying racist stuff about black people. Now, of course, you're going to have the coons on speed dial that's going to come trying to defend Hulk Hogan. Now, when I first heard about Hulk Hogan's death, I, for the most part, showed respect. I said that, hey, Hulk Hogan, I wasn't the biggest Hulk Hogan fan, but he was considered an icon. He was considered a wrestling legend. And Hulk Hogan had his moments. Now, I didn't really go in on him. I tried to be as respectful as possible. But I did bring up his racist history. But there were people that went full steam ahead on Hulk Hogan. And at the end of the day, when we respond to people that disrespect our fallen soldiers, our fallen heroes, the first thing people yell out is, so how can we have freedom of speech when it pertains to these white motherfuckers? Black people is always fair game. When Dr. Chris Wilson wait to say, oh, she was this, she was that, she was divisive and all this. And I hate that word divisive. Anytime when somebody calls somebody out on racism directed towards blacks, then they don't want us to speak. But if somebody black say something that may be quote unquote, which by the way, there's no such thing as a racist black person. There's no such thing as systematic racism enacted by blacks because we're not in a position to be racist. And let's just keep it 100. Everybody has their prejudice. So that being said, love trying to tell people what's racist, what ain't racist. They love to tell us we too emotional, we're too sensitive, until we say something about them. Then all of a sudden, they want to play victim. And that's why I ignore these people. When they disrespect, I disrespect them back. They say something derogatory about my group, I'm going to say something about them. And that's just real talk. I'm going to return. Now, if you one of them weak ass black people that want everybody to like you, and you have that mentality, don't make master angry, that's on you. If you have that mentality, Mr. Cooper, good white folks, and you don't want to hold them accountable, and what I find funny is, you niggas will argue with black people day and night about something. You don't have no problem being combative towards black people. But when somebody else disrespect you, then all of a sudden you want to give them a pass. And I understand what Kwame Brown was talking about. Listen, I don't agree with everything Kwame Brown say. But Kwame Brown is right about the whole situation with you know, what's his name? Craig Smith from the 5150 show, and the whole crew is stupid, who does a lot of work with Big John, you know, who made some jokes about Vernon Maxwell, and then it got to the point to where, you know, Vernon Maxwell might have responded, I think, but I know Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes responded. Matt Barnes got to stop doing this stuff, man. Matt Barnes got to, like, stop responding to everybody. But then I will say this much. I do think comedians sometimes take it too far, because everything ain't meant to be funny. And you can't hide behind the fact that you write jokes and stuff, because everything is not funny. And all this shit about people don't have to take, you know, people need to learn how to take jokes. No, we don't have to take nothing. You know, how far can you go with it? There's limitations on everything. You can't sit up there and say somebody's sensitive. Hey, if somebody don't want to be the butt of somebody's jokes, why can't you just respect that and leave them the fuck alone and let it be? Just say, hey, man, and, you know, because what I find about comedians is hilarious. It's all good until somebody say something about them. You see how offensive D.L. Hughley got when, you know, Monique made references about him being a bad father and what happened to his daughter. But anyway, with that being said, I'm just using that as a side note. But Remy, Michael Rappaport seemed to have an issue talking about what we not gonna do is talk about Hulk Hogan's past. Like, my thing is, what the fuck you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it, dude? You're not gonna do anything. And see, that's what be pissing me off. Now, if somebody run up on dude, I guarantee you he gonna change his tune. He gonna say, no, what I meant to say, listen, dude, people can say whatever they want to say about Hulk Hogan. There's no grace period when one of us passes on to the afterlife. People can't wait to bring up somebody's past. Whether it's true or not, semi-true, complete lie, they will try to bring it up. So there's no grace period with bring up a black person's past when they pass on. But all of a sudden people can't talk about Hulk Hogan. They can't talk about Hulk Hogan's past. So we got to watch our mouth when it pertains to Hulk Hogan, because Michael Rappaport says so, because Remy says so. Oh, he doesn't care. Of course you don't care. That was directed towards black people because white like Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna say this again. You don't have no right. Who is you to tell black people what they can and what they can't talk about? Referencing to Hulk Hogan. People thought the man was a racist. He said racist stuff. He got caught on, he got caught. He got recorded saying racist stuff about black people. Wasn't his first time. Now, of course, you got people coming out defending Hulk Hogan, but I guess you guys forgot earlier this year, around January? Hulk Hogan got booed out of, I'm talking about in LA, they booed the hell out of Hulk Hogan. Where was all this sympathy then? But you always get people that try to come online trying to wag their finger and be trying to talk like they just hella hard, like they just like they really all of Andrew Schultz of the world, the Aiden Ross of the world, and the Michael go cop and plea. We all know on the computer, and when he has so he ain't that dude. If you really that type of dude, you gonna stand on it without no security. It's easy. This is why a lot of people don't like me, because I return fire. There always been this thing with this thing on YouTube and social media. Let everybody disrespect black people. Oh, you supposed to just take it on the chin. The black man is supposed to take it. Don't respond. Be the bigger person. I ain't being a bigger person. You ain't being a bigger person. I'm not turning no cheek. And that's the thing. People want to try to use the Bible to, to simmer down black people and say, what would this guy do? Well, if you don't follow the teachings of the Bible, why should I follow it? That's all I'm saying. I just feel that amusing that this dude sat up here talking about what we ain't gonna do is talk about Hulk Hogan. We can say whatever the fuck we want to say, white boy. You can send this to Michael Rappaport. You can send it. We can say whatever we want to say about Hulk Hogan. The black community can say whatever they want to say about Hulk Hogan. And if you don't like it, too damn bad. We don't have to watch our mouth because you say so. Who the hell is you to be wagging your finger at black people? Who the hell you think you is, dude? And I'm really trying not to go all in on Michael Rappaport, because you know what community he from. Because I really want to take it. I really want to take it to the gutter. I really want to take it to the gutter with him. But I'm trying to be nice, because that had me heated, sitting up here wagging they finger at black people, because that's who he was talking about. He wasn't man enough to say black people. So, talking about what we ain't gonna do is talk about Hulk Hogan. We talking about Hulk Hogan. I'm talking about Hulk Hogan. Now what you gonna do, Rappaport? What you gonna do? What you gonna do about it, dude? People thought Hulk Hogan was a racist, and Hulk Hogan said racist stuff. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he apologized after he got caught. But nevertheless, people Hulk Hogan's age, listen, I'm gonna say this much. People Hulk Hogan's age, they stuck in their way. Hulk Hogan was in his 50s when he said that. So you can't talk around that. Now I know everybody is on the helmet of that that kid, that 20-year-old that was on the Breakfast Club. Okay, I'll say this much, and I'm gonna leave it at that. He went on an apology tour. He said he won't ever do it again, but that don't mean we can't cook him for it, because I'm gonna cook him for it. But I'll say this much. Okay, you said you sorry. Okay, you get your one time from me. You get your one-time pass. I'll leave it alone. But I'm still gonna cook your ass. I'm still gonna talk about that. I'm still gonna cook your ass. At the end of the day, you say you sorry, cool. But we have a right to tell you and let you know that ain't cool to be saying about that. But like I said, the thing is, it's always been this thing with black people. We've always been an open book. We've always been open territory. We've always been acceptable for